TV47 Weekend, and now we are on to the weekend with Muthoni segment, and I am joined by the chief, Chris Black. He is joining us via Zoom. So how are you, Chris? Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very nice. How are you two there?
I am great. I wish you were here with us though, other than, being on the other side.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let's start this off. So who is Chris Black?
Chris Black is first of all an artist, inspired by music in each and everything I do in the industry. But also Chris Black came to be a promoter to support artists who are down and those who have tried to make it and those who have made it. On top of that, Chris Black is an event organizer.
So where did the name, the other name Black come from? Like, what's your, your identification names, and where did Black come from, and why? Why Black?
Okay, Black, it was just from high school. When I was in school, you can see a lot of people were defining me to be so black. So they were like, Black, Chris Black. It could pain me so much until one of my friends was like, Chris, why don't you just take it so that cannot pain me anymore? So I was like, okay. I started calling myself Chris Black, and they were like loving it. It became my stage name. They could call me Black everywhere, and then I came to love it more than that. From that time, I decided to call myself Chris Black.
So do you hail from Kenya or from Uganda?
I'm from Uganda.
So you're with your musical journey starting off in Uganda. Who was your icon, and how did your musical career start?
Actually, my icon was the late Radio Mose. By now he's dead. He was my inspiration, and then another guy called King Saha and Aziz Azion. They are my inspiration as I was at school. But then by that time, I was crushing over a girl who was 4 classes ahead of me. So by that time, there was a song of Eddie Kenzo, which is called Lonely. I just find ways of how I can connect with this girl through this song. I found out the more I was singing this song to her, she appreciated it, and she was like, Chris, you can sing. You have a nice voice. That's the only thing that would make her happy from me. So from there, my music was like, I started learning to sing. Every time in class, every time lunch hours, from high school, I just went on with music.
So are you still, keeping up with your musical journey or your musical career, or did you, shift sides? And if you shifted, why did you shift? Why did you, take on the other side of being a manager for various artists?
Okay, I never shifted from music, but I have my music. Even by now, I still have music. I have collabs with some artists whom maybe East Africa know them. But I decided to have a strategy of music, not to be this artist just releases. I came to understand that in music there's a lot of challenges. As an artist, I could not remove out my music alone. I needed support. I needed to know people. I needed to make good networking. So I made my music to be at stay, to be on hold, so that I can push other artists. Through pushing other artists, I connect with them. It will be easier the moment I'm releasing my music to have support from these other artists, because I also support them. So my music is there, but then it's time to come out, all of it. It's not yet. I'm going to release it soon.
Oh, amazing. So you came all the way from Uganda, and now, you're in Kenya, and you have sprouted to being an amazing entrepreneur. So how was that transition for you from Uganda to Kenya?
Actually, first of all, I like trying new things. I like doing new things, new areas. Even by now, as we speak, the reason why I'm on Zoom, I'm not in Nairobi. I'm in a new place whereby I want to explore. I want to know new things. So coming to Kenya, I came to realize Kenya has a fertile land for music. You understand? It's just a person with strategy to come into it, a person with water to to water this fertile land so that it can rise up fruits. So it attracted me to come here and then start working with people, learn Kiswahili, learn a lot of ways from the people I'm used of my own language.
Ah, amazing, great. So tell us more about the Chris Black Events Company. Maybe you could shed light on that, and when did it start?
Actually, Chris Black Events started with a registered company called as Russell International Talent. It is registered in Kenya with a certificate. So I came to realize the moment I came to Kenya, there's a lot of talents, but these talents they are being stepped on. Understand? And in Kenya, I came to realize that their eyes are too much media. Some people sometimes they look onto too much. These people have already made it, who are already training. So my tension and my focus was to make sure also these young kids can come out, can be heard. Understand? So that they don't fight alone. So that's where Chris Black Events started to function and then be active into the field, holding here, and there. But had to be the first person to guide me is called Kespon International. He's one of the big promoters also in East Africa. He guided me into the field of Kenya because I was doing it already in Uganda and outside of East Africa. But in Kenya, I didn't know anything. I had to know, I had to connect. So he guided me, and then from there I was like, okay, Chris, you can go on. I continued the journey.
All right, all right. So how many people are part of the Chris Black events, and how do you get to handle, the number, or rather the base of those that are under you?
I think by now, if I talk about, are you talking about people like in general, or you mean my personal people and the artists I handle, the artists I manage? Because now Chris Black Events, it's big. It's not only in Kenya. It handles artists in Uganda. It handles artists in South Africa. It handles artists in Nigeria, leave alone the big artists, but also the upcomings in Nigeria. They reach out to me, and then I welcome them as family. And so Chris Black Events is not only in Kenya, as some people maybe know it in Kenya. It's large. It's large at Africa.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So when you get to manage some of these artists, that we have seen official Gucci, we have seen Hamisa Mobeto, in there we've seen Ruga. So how was that whole process for you, and how is it managing them from time to time when they have to, when they get to Kenya and they have to transition from one place to the other? How do you get to deal with that pressure, from here in the country?
Okay, first of all, there's what we call big boys in the field. With these other artists, apart from Gucci, with these other artists, I've been working with them, but under as an organizer. You understand? I was under the head promoters who are maybe connected directly to them, and then I'm there to handle the ground, to handle this when they come down, to learn more also how to treat these hosts, these artists. You understand? So not long like with this one of Gucci, whereby now everything was me. I was the official promoter and the official organizer of her coming in Nairobi. But then these other artists, I was working with somebody, even last year, like Charlie Black was working with the late Ed Brown. So I had to be working with people so that I know how the field will go on, and still I'm learning.
Mm-hmm. So how much do you charge for those services? I'd just like to know how much it is that you charge, and how profitable is the business as of now?
Okay, the business as it is, promoting and organizing events in Kenya, it is profitable for real, but also it has a lot of challenges whereby you can make a lot of losses at once and then make also a lot of profits at once. So to me, the uniqueness about me when I come to promote artists, mostly on ground, I don't charge them. I don't charge them. I'm at a level whereby I invest whatever I have to make sure these people come out, because I came to realize if I charge these people money to promote them, first of all, the artists, the upcoming who need promotion, if I charge them money and their music is not yet there to give them money, then where will they get this money? You understand? So I invest the little I have together with the little I have so that we can bring out a big brand which will feed us tomorrow. That's one. And then when it comes to organizing events, we cope up with partners, with companies, and also some big sponsors, people who come in to help around. Yeah, like now me, I have partners like Bismart Travels, and then Kisunzi Travels. They always come out, Boss Money, Frank. They always come out and say like, okay, Chris, you have this. Let's support you. At the end of the day, we see we shall gain from here. From here, you get some little percentage out of it, and then invest. Do another one.
So which was your favorite artist that you got to manage and you were like, this process was amazing for me? And which artist did you handle on the other hand and you were like, no, this is just scandalous, I can't handle this artist anymore?
Do you wanna specify like in Kenya or in general?
In general, the whole perspective of it.
Okay, in general, by now my best artist to handle was very easy for me. It is Gucci. She's a vibe, you understand? She's down to the ground. I always like working with artists or people who are down to the ground, character-wise. And then to the most hard artist who is very complicated to handle, I think it is Harmonize. He's very stubborn. It's very stubborn. When we had the Africa Moja concert, yeah, I was part of the organizing team, and then it's very stubborn, just know.
Yeah, but you know, when he came to the country a couple of months ago, he was involved in a bit of a scandal or a scuffle. How did you handle that? Because that was very heated up at the time.
The first thing, the way I handled it, is
Harmonize,
to stay out
yes.
of the way I handled it, that snack with Harmonize, with El Comondi, whatever,
Yes.
I just of it.
Yeah,
And
because
then
it was really chaotic. So how did you handle that?
Yeah, actually, it affected a lot of things on the ground when it comes to the top sponsors of the event and also some brands. Even some clubs started changing their rules when they are to handle artists. But then he apologized. He talked to them as an artist. You know, the fact is stubborn, but he gives back respect to people. He apologized. The only thing me had to do is yelling the rumors, whatever's happening, and then put it aside. I was like, okay, he has a reason why whatever happens goes on. So by the time even the final scandal is after the concert was done, so it was up to him. It was not up to the concert. So it was up to him, and then after he sorted it on his side of the brand, they moved on to Mombasa.
So are you looking forward to working with Harmonize in the near future in other events, or you know, after that scuffle you were like, no, I'm done, we are not going back there?
Yeah, sure. You know, there's difference between being let's come to a family, being with a kid who is stubborn but never wants to learn, and there's a kid who is stubborn but will always listen and say, I'm sorry, I will change. So Harmonize is this type of good kid who is stubborn but also is willing to change at a time. So we can always work together, and we are planning to do a lot with Harmonize still.
So in the midst of all that, how do you get to handle all that pressure, you know, with your friends circle and also with your family? How do you get to balance in between all of these, you know, scenarios at play?
First of all is because you have to understand there is a lot of hypocrisy in this. There's a lot of disappointments from people you give your hopes to. But then the best thing I do is to be down to the ground and also give my ears out to listen some advices from people who seem not to be better than me and those who seem to be better than me. When they come to me, the enemies, everybody, I just listen to them. In all of this, I know how am I going to handle this. how am I gonna handle this pressure? A lot of people even want you to do how they want, how they want things to run. But I give them ears. And then the pressure is too much. The pressure is always too much in organizing an event from all the corners, all the angles. Some people want the event to be personal. Some people take it, some artists take issues to be personal more than being professional. So I just be down to do the respect part of my side. I respect everybody. And then here to everybody.
Wow, amazing. So with all this experience at large, can you say that there is room for the entertainment industry in Kenya to mushroom in the near future? Have we grown? How are you seeing the change on your side?
Actually, when I come to it, like, it's growing so fast in the entertainment field, because imagine by now, all artists from different corners of East Africa, they're coming into Kenya so that they do concerts, events, and then appearances. So it's something that brings an impact in the field, also on the ground, and then it's appreciated because Kenya now financially, Kenya is equivalent to dollar currency, so it attracts the influence and the impact of music to grow and then to sell out. So Kenya is growing musically.
Great.
But then it comes the type of music, I think, growing.
So, from your transition journey from Uganda to Kenya, did you get to, string along a couple of people with you? And if so, how is it so far with them? Do they, appreciate the employment opportunity at the moment?
Yeah, actually, I always don't move things alone. I connect people. I give whatever I have to people. So I won't say that they don't appreciate. I won't say that they appreciate. But all in all, me, I appreciate. That's what I do. Before I wait for them to appreciate me, I appreciate the fact that I've done good. And then I accept the fact after that, if I've done bad, I've done bad. So for all the people maybe that I've given the connections and they have helped them, I'm just glad. When they feel appreciation in their hearts, then that's good for me.
So for any other person who would want to start off, kick off their entrepreneurial journey into managing artists, what is your number one advice for them?
Pardon a bit.
For anyone who wants to venture into this entrepreneurial project of managing various artists, where do they start and what is your number one advice for them?
Okay, the starting point is first of all to have respect at all points. Have respect, and then also what is your goal? If your goal is to be a celebrity in this field, then you're gonna fall. But if your goal is to unite people, to work with people, to make friendship, you're gonna win, you're gonna score, because you're gonna have a family behind you to hold you. Understand? And then event organizing, you don't need money. You don't need a lot of money. No money is needed. But all you need is connection. All you need is being down to the ground. Even though you're an artist, you want to be a superstar, be down. Don't be a celebrity. Be a person for people. Then you're going to make it.
So if any upcoming artists, because you've said that you also deal with upcoming artists, want to reach out for your services, where and how do they get you?
Hope you get me very well. Okay, on Instagram you can find me at Chief Chris _Black_Soldier, and then TikTok it is Chris254Black, YouTube Chief Chris Black Soldier. Also my contact is there on Instagram, Chief Chris _Black_Soldier.
All right. So thank you so much, Chris Black, for your time and for expounding each and everything that we wanted to know out there. So I do hope that people will definitely get to reach out to you, and what you're doing is definitely great. All of your projects so far have been a success, and it has been great, you know, watching you transcend from one staircase to the other. So I do wish you the very best of luck. So before we get to wind up, are there any collabos that we're yet to, you know, see you incorporate yourself in your musical journey, and also with the Chris Black events?
Yeah, sure. I'm having some collabos which are great from Nigeria, from Tanzania, from Mombasa, also from Kenya. There's another one big coming from Uganda, also from South Africa. So I'm gonna combine all these collabos to show all of them that we are family, we are one. Leave alone the color and the language, but we are one. You're gonna get it in the launch.
Great. So you're not going to give us any names so far, you know, just a hint?
Just know they're big. I won't give you names now. I want it to be a surprise for you guys.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Chris, for your time. We've truly enjoyed all that you have told us. So thank you for joining us and for your time here on Weekend with Muthoni. Do you have yourself a lovely evening, Chris?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, there we have had it there from the chief himself, Chris Black. It was rather intricating per se. That's all that we had for you here on Weekend with Muthoni. Catherine Simaloy has been our sign language interpreter, and I am Muthoni Maina. Do have yourself a lovely evening, and do stay tuned for Beat Black Extra, which is coming right up with MC Dinda, MC Sefa, and the amicable Uncle Marcus. They've also got an amazing streamlined set of DJs there on the ones and twos to keep you entertained. Do have yourself a lovely weekend.